It's incredibly windy here yet again in Saskatchewan. It always is, blowing 60 kilometers a day. 3 loads stacked on top of each other. I think that's the reason why. So we're just getting ready. We're gonna go do some mowing. We're getting married here July 7th, hopefully. So we gotta go and prepare some places. Ashton's gonna take the little 4320 John Deere with the mower that's a lot bigger than it. I told you, we test tractors around here. You put that big mower in some grass, you'll just about kill that old Johnny. Anyway, I'm gonna bring down the fence with the loader so we can move some trees, and we'll see you guys down there. Ashton already took off. I'm just throwing a generator in there with a reciprocator saw. Can't find my chainsaw, so that will have to do. Small lawnmower for tedious stuff. Gas. Chain just in case I need it. And, oh yeah, by the way, we just got the 720 back. So we just got the 720 back here. They brought us a loaner 720, so that way we weren't down a tractor. Because this tractor was eating antifreeze, and it was heating all the time. So we think it was the EGR cooler, so that was replaced, as well as the water pump, thermostats, and also the oil cooler, I do believe. Kind of like a shotgun approach, so here's hoping. Now, we don't really have any tough loads for this tractor anytime soon. Maybe this fall when we put it on a grain cart, but that'd be about it. Because the roller, we had it on an 80-some foot roller, so it was a pretty hard load. It had the power, just didn't have the cooling. So we think that I think we may have fixed it. Long story short. Well, let's go see if we can't catch up with Ashton. Crops are looking good. I think we're gaining on her. That little 4320, it's got a top speed of all of 12 mile an hour. It's just a yard tractor. It's not meant to be ripping down the roads like this. And you're probably like, man, Mike, why did you put like a 10-foot Kodiak mower on that puppy? Why not put the 10-foot mower on one of the fence? I like to test tractors. These big, especially the 720, would twist that mower up in about 100 different pieces if you hit something. So at least the 4320 is the weakest link. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep. Vent coming through. Hey, there's someone behind me. What a beautiful day. It's windy as all heck. But at least it's like 22 degrees or something. That's pretty nice. So we're going about 8 miles from the farm, give or take. We're getting closer. There's the yard we're going to right there. We're gonna go clean this yard up. This is all our land around here. Lentils over there. Durum over there that's just barely coming out. So this is where it all began, you guys. Back in 1907 or 11 or 7-11 or whatever it was. Long time ago anyway. My great-grandparents moved from Scotland to here. And they started farming off a quarter. Soon turned it into 2 quarters. So on and so forth. And there's quite a few Mitchells actually part of the Mitchell family. Most of the Mitchells have all split off. There's lots of different Mitchells down here. We don't farm together, no. But we all originated from the same family. Us, which is on my dad's side, obviously. We kind of did our own thing, and yeah, we still actually have the homestead half. That would have been the dugout that they would have retrieved their water from. This would have been the wagon trail or whatever it might have been. We got to clean this up, so we're going to get married way down here in the old homestead place. That's the goal. We got to do some tree trimming. Some of these trees are pretty old, obviously. Any tree down here has been planted. These trees would have been planted back in well, 100 years ago. So they would have carried water up by pail to the old homestead house right there. Most of the buildings are pretty decrepit. They've fallen down now. A lot of the trees have died, as you can see. Just the old carrageenas, which don't look the best. These are all, they're basically like the prairie weed. You can't kill them. The old barn roof is falling apart. The house is kind of caving in, and some of these old buildings fell down. They're like, Mike, why don't you preserve some of that stuff? Well, we've actually tried, but it's pretty hard to keep something that's 100 years old preserved. Like, we don't farm so we can preserve buildings. We farm because we love growing stuff. We have a passion for the land. We don't have a passion for buildings. So yeah, we're gonna mow all this grass around here, clean up any junk that we can find, and yeah, Ashton's gonna mow all this grass. First, we need to throw everything out of our bucket. We got a lawnmower in here. This is for the little stuff, obviously. Generator to run the reciprocator saw. We got some blades in here. Chain. Little bottle of gas. Now I'm just gonna do a general walk around to make sure there's no junk. We don't want any junk anywhere around here. So I don't know exactly how we're going to do this yet, where we're going to be, where the ceremony's all going to be, where the supper's going to be. I have no idea. But that's why we're down here, to start mowing, dreaming, planning, tidying. Obviously this old building isn't going to go anywhere because that's like a whole building. 4 walls all caved on top of each other. That just adds to it, I guess. That's my great-grandparents' house. That was their barn, where the horses were. Okay, let's get this done. Sorry about the wind, you guys, but so we're gonna look for junk in here. We're gonna mow all this nice. Take a look at the old barn here. Hopefully there's no raccoons. So, this is where my great-grandparents would have kept his team of horses. They would have put all the gear up on here. And why are there cables in here? Well, apparently, as time moved on, they cut some holes in the roof. You can see, square holes. And they used it as a granary, as a place to put grain. So if you didn't put cables on the inside like this to hold it together, it would just bulge the walls out. So they wouldn't fill it right up. I bet you the most grain they would have had in here is probably be to the height of these cables, or it still would have ruptured it off its seams. So now can you imagine filling this thing with grain that deep, and obviously it's piled up, having to shovel out all these stalls individually? Like there's no augers, there's no sweeps, there's no grain backs. Have to get in there and shovel all this stuff out to where? They're dumping it into a wagon or an old truck maybe at the time. Maybe they had that by that time, but yeah. So we're gonna clean up in here, and this is my this is just be my grandpa's initials. Like he would have grown up here, right? E.M. Edward Mitchell. So that's kind of cool. Let's go take a look up top. So, yeah, we got a lot of cleaning to do. I don't know if this is even solid enough to pull on, but if I fall off of here, I guess. Well, there's no owls in here. Oh, that's cool. Okay, if I can get up here, you can. Oh, that's a big step. Oh, there we go. Stay on these parts. Stay on these parts. Stay on the 2x6s. I definitely would not trust stepping on the middle of those. Kind of cool. So I think, now I could be wrong, Ashton's not here yet. I don't want to talk out of term, but somewhere in here, maybe even up here, we're going to do a little bit of work, cleaning up, and we're going to have the supper up in here or something. It's kind of got that rustic feel. Kind of like that. Hang a bunch of lights somewhere. Maybe make it a little bit more solid. Okay. I guess I'm waiting for Ashton, but I should probably just go scouting for junk and start hauling it away. You know what I just forgot? Ashton told me like 3 times, Mike, bring a pair of bolt cutters or something so that way you can snip these cables. You gotta get these cables out of here. I forgot them. I was a little concentrated preoccupied by getting the lawnmower in, and I completely forgot about the bolt cutters. So I guess I'll have to get that next time. Hopefully she doesn't bring it up. Because can you imagine the wedding party? If we're going up there, or anybody climbing underneath all these cables, gonna have to maybe upgrade our steps there a little bit. Okay. I'm mowing, we will go. My air conditioner quit, so it's door open. It's a door open kind of mowing. So we'll mow everything with a rough cut now, and then we'll come back with fine cut lawnmowers when it greens back up. We want to make sure we hit anything with it. We're going to hit it with, if we're going to hit something, it best be with the rough cut mower. Woo! Still mowing. It's loud in here. Whoa! Been mowed for a long time. Well, everything has been going good, and then we found a nail. It was actually attached to a shingle, and yeah, that's why we're using the little Johnny popper here and not a big fent. So I spit on it. And why did I spit on it? It's gross, I know, but I'm looking for air. No air coming out of it. So that means it's sealed. So we got a couple options. We can pop it out. I would think it's probably about that deep. Now, since it's in the lug, maybe it hasn't actually ruptured through yet. If I am wrong, then we're gonna need a little plug, which we don't have with us right now. So, we can push it in or pull it out. Those are our options. Alright, here's his friend. I found another one. So that's not very big. So, to be about the similar height, right about there. Ooh. I don't know if it would have fully penetrated that tire yet. If it was any longer, for sure I wouldn't pull it out, but I have a feeling if I push it in, these are brand new tires, by the way. See if I can focus on this a little bit here. There it is. Oh. I don't know if it's gone through yet, you guys. I think we're gonna try to pull it out. It goes. We're gonna spit on it now. It's kind of gross. We're just looking for air. Oh, we're golden. Throw that nail up there. Let's grab this rag. Oh, we got away lucky, you guys. We got away lucky. We're gonna continue mowing around this old barn. I'll inspect even further for nails. So as I pick garbage here, I'm making little piles all over the place. Ashton still, oh, there she is right there. Got a pretty good bucket full. She's been picking trees. And I found an old plow. Can't remember the name of it right now. Come off an old plow when great grandpa would have broke all the grass. That's what they used. Oh, one way. Here's some of the old machinery from my great-grandpa. And here's the old horse-drawn plow. That's that blade that I've shown you. Oh, it's under. It's right here. Right here. He sat right here. And the blade was right under here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. I think it was just one. Just had one blade. Yeah. Alright, I guess we better get mowing. We gotta do a bunch more cleaning around here. Better get back to work. I hit a bit of a rock in that grass. I swore I walked that 100%, but anyway, it flew up over my cab and landed over there. I don't remember where it rolled to now, but it landed over there somewhere. But right over my cab. That's awesome. Well, better over my cab than through it, I guess. To move. I don't want her anywhere around here because if we find something in there, I don't want this thing to huck a rock at her or my fence. Farther. Farther. Woo! Oh baby, oh baby! That's why we come down with the old rough cut first. She can take it. I should have my reflective coat on so that way it's safety first around this camp. Frick, I forgot it. One more pass. So you know I've been walking all around here because I got all little piles all over the place. Woo! There, now we did that to the best of our abilities. We're gonna go over and do a little bit more mowing on this driveway. Oh, the wind is getting up big times. We're gonna call it a day. It's 31 degrees out now. And that wind has gotten up to, I don't know, 90K. We've been mowing, starting to get a little bit sunburned. We got the driveways all mowed. So, and then we're gonna call it a day, guys. We're gonna call it a day. So, I don't know how much YouTubing I'm gonna do of the, you know, cleaning up the old barn and house and stuff for the ceremony. Like, I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm mowing grass. Oh, I'm cleaning up junk. You know what I mean? So, if you do want to check me out, make sure you check me out on Patreon. That's my social media account. I upload photos and different lens videos and stuff like that there, and it's real time. I'll put the link in the description of this video. And actually, I think the link is in just about every description of every video, so check it out. And yeah, I appreciate the support from all my patrons. You guys are awesome. Maybe next time I'll give you guys a little bit more history of the back farm here, of the old homestead place. Because we're going to be down here like for the next 5 weeks doing some cleaning and miscellaneous. Like, we got to get it ready for our wedding and figure out exactly where we want to have the ceremony and etc, 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 etc. So we're gonna leave the little mower tractor here, and I'm sick of working in that wind, and no sense of me walking around talking to you guys. You guys can't hear a freaking word that I'm saying anyway. So until we get nicer days, I'll catch you on the flip side.